Yep. Yeah, dude, you legit kind of look like Jamie Mullarkey. Anyway, next up at UFC 284, we have Jamie Mullarkey taking on Francisco Prado. Jamie Mullarkey's 15-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off a close win over Michael Johnson 6 months ago. Francisco Prado, 11-0 overall. He is undefeated with all finishes. And when I was breaking down my tape, I even texted Jacob. I was like, Jamie Mullarkey kind of sucks, right? And you're like, no, he's got power. Listen, I'm not as high on Jamie Mullarkey as most people. And sucks is an extreme. He doesn't suck. Of course not. But I do think he's a bit overrated. He's a well-rounded guy. He's just sort of decent everywhere, right? He can grapple. He actually started his career as a grappler. He can strike. He's knocked out 2 people in the UFC back to back. So all of a sudden it's like, whoa, Jamie's got power. But he also has had some chin issues in the past. And that Michael Johnson win, a lot of people don't think that was a win. So Jamie Mullarkey, very well-rounded guy. I don't think he's as dangerous as the 2 knockouts in the UFC would tell you. And at his core, he is a grappler. He's taking on UFC newcomer Francisco Prado. Francisco Prado is a powerful striker. He comes in hot. Big looping shots and head kicks. He's got a nice Muay Thai clinch. He has insane power, but he also keeps his head straight up in the air, and you can get to his chin because of it. He can grapple as well. He's never like his plan A, but he will duck down, grab the legs, just pick you clean up. He will pick you clean up and grapple from there. And, you know, I don't want to just keep calling back to like incredible underdog picks that I've made recently. I have on the last 2 cards. 2 cards in a row, I picked the winningest or the biggest winning underdog on the card. Bruno Ferreira last week, Fugit. I am not going as far as picking Francisco Prado, but this does feel very similar to the Bruno fight because Bruno was explosive on his feet and could grapple. Like literally, they feel very similar. The only difference, the only reason I'm not going to full-blown pick Prado here is because Jamie is a grappler at his heart, and I think he should be smart enough to shoot, right? I think he'll grapple. The flip side to that, this is in Australia, and he may get caught up in the I've knocked people out before, I can knock people out again. And if he's going to swing toe-to-toe with Francisco Prado, he's going to get put out. He will get folded. He will be put out. Jamie Mullarkey should not be in your parlays because there is that risk there. And these breakdowns, this channel, it is not only about telling you who to pick, it's also telling you who to avoid. So I would avoid Jamie Mullarkey. I would leave him out of parlays. I get it. People like him, a UFC newcomer. But if you think fighting in front of a home crowd changes your style, then you definitely should not have Jamie Mullarkey in here because Prado could put his ass out, no problem. What do you think, Jakey boy?
I think you pretty much nailed that breakdown. I don't know how much I'm going to add here. I am going to go with Jamie Mullarkey. I think that was your pick as well. Officially Jamie
Mullarkey like because he's the better fighter. I just don't know if he does what he's supposed to do, he'll win. He's the better fighter because he's more well-rounded. Right?
That's a bunch of malarkey. Someone put it in the comments, so I had to do it. But I would have interrupted Angelo much earlier if I would have remembered that. Yeah. I'm picking Jamie Mullarkey, but as Angelo mentioned, I don't love it. And you mentioned he might go to the wrestling if he's smart. He's not going to wrestle. He's not going to wrestle in this fight. And I don't think Prado's going to wrestle in this fight either. Listen, Prado is a very confident, undefeated fighter making his debut in a big moment. He is going to stand and bang because he likes to brawl. And there's nothing that Jamie Mullarkey loves more than brawling. I don't know why, because if he went to wrestling more and was a little bit more calm and cautious, he's a pretty good fighter. I mean, he's pretty fast in the pocket. He's got good striking, decent power. He is a little bit chinny, but he kind of works through that, right? He gets knocked down and then boom, he's back. He's working through stuff. But he does get hit. And as Angel mentioned, if this turns into a fire fight, this is all of a sudden 50-50. Now, if they are brawling, I still trust Jamie more than Prado because, as Angel mentioned, Prado a little bit chin in the air, and he's not as technical as Jamie. Jamie will throw looping shots, but they're a little bit tighter than Prado's, and I think he's going to have the speed advantage as well. So if these guys get in the pocket and start throwing, I would lean towards Jamie because he should have the speed advantage and beat him to the punch. But that's not a minus 260 shot you're taking, right? You don't want to be like, oh, if they start throwing, I think Jamie's going to land the first shot, so let me lay 260 to win one back. That's not the type of guy you want for 260 money, and that's the type of guy that Jamie Mullarkey is going to be in this fight. I think that he can beat him to the punch and win this war, but the value might be on Prado in like a first round, second round TKO. I don't think it's going to be super early because Jamie is tough, but once he dropped once or twice, it could be lights out. But with all that said, my pick is Jamie Mullarkey. I'm not doing anything on the Mullarkey side. The value seems to be in Prado in this matchup.
Yeah, we completely agree. The one thing and you didn't even say this, but
that's the Australian flag.
Congratulations.
That's 1 for 1.
I'm not a value guy, meaning I agree with you. It's closer than the odds, therefore the underdog is technically the better value. I only bet on fighters that I think win. I am not it's close, he could win, and that's not who I am, which is why I'm not going to bet on Prado. You could potentially, I saw somebody in the comments say Prado finish only, so wins inside a distance, decision, no action. I don't like that either, because he could gas. He's the one flying out to the other side of the world. It is his UFC debut. There's too many unknowns on his side. Jamie Mullarkey is going to swing and bang with a dude that's going to hit way freaking harder than him. I'm going to leave that alone. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
And I said that I was going to wait to see if these odds widen too. So I haven't played this yet, but this was the one I was keeping my eye on because I could see Jamie Mullarkey being a minus 300 by the week's end. Like I just feel like people think
it's moving. He opened at 250.
He's right. I think he's going to be minus 300, and then I might revisit these odds. But Prado round 1, round 2. I don't think it gets out of the second round. They have the round line at 1.5. I think that's a pretty good round line. Over is minus 185. If it was 2.5, I'd probably play the under. But, I mean, round 1, round 2, KO, TKO, Prado in a firefight, plus 1,200 for the first round, plus 1,600 for the second round. You know, that's something to keep an eye on to see if those move throughout the week. I mean, Jamie Mullarkey's plus 350 in the first round, and this other dude's plus 1,200. That's 4 times.
Yeah, listen, I get it. I get
saying.
it. I literally. Everybody,
get a little hard with that stuff.
When Jacob wins, he's up like 17 units. When I win, I'm up 5. Like there's a fundamental difference.
And we're locked and loaded this week. If you missed it earlier, whoa, you're locked and loaded this week, folks. Hold on to your butts.
That's funny. I say that. No, never mind.
Whoa. Let's slow down and let's revisit that. Hold on to your butts. You say what to who?
When I
at the spa?
When I pick up the girls from school in the golf cart and I take a sharp turn, I say, hold on your butts. But I didn't want to say it because people, he's got a golf cart. I didn't want like braggy whatever. But I started to say it, and then not saying it was going to sound so much worse than what people were going to assume.
At the Turkish bath. Hold on to your butts, boys.
Yeah. So I was like, let me just, I'm fine. I have a go. Like, let me just get it out there. Anyway, Jacob does have an insane, in all seriousness, an unreasonable amount of money on this card. He admittedly is being reckless with it, but that he doesn't need that money, and that is an important factor here. Meaning, it's you should not be betting with money that you.
To me, guys.
No, in all seriousness, we get like sarcastic comments like, oh, okay. Like somebody had a funny one before. I can't wait to make a couple of bucks so I could buy my dad cigarettes and hope he comes back from the store. That's a funny comment. Clearly sarcasm. But there are some people.
Cigarettes. You like those Camel Crushes? I was a big fan back in the day. The Camel Crushes. Back when you go to the bar and you could smoke in the bars. We go to the bar, pop open those Camel Crushes. You know what those are, right?
No, you strike me as a Virginia Slim kind of guy.
I mean, these are basically what that is. You can start smoking. There's like a little like a bead in there that you pop, and then the cigarette turns into a menthol cigarette. It's like a menthol thing. So you can be smoking a regular cigarette, you pop it. Now it's turned menthol, and menthol, whew, that knocks your socks off, baby. I don't know if you ever smoked a menthol cigarette, but whoa, no, really?
I grew up in a smoking.
Your arms and your feet from the knees down go completely numb. It's incredible. I don't smoke anymore, but I'll tell you, when I was 21 years old and I was going to the bars, I was putting those things down, and it was amazing. But don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke. It's bad.
So my mother is an immigrant. She's not from this country. She smoked in the house, in the car, at dinner. Like my whole life was, But I think that's why I never smoked, because I'm like, this is gross. I want nothing to do with this.
Oh
Like,
my! I thought
nothing
that
to do
too because I watched my grandfather die from smoking, and I still was like, "Yeah, let me. What's this? I mean, if he died for it, it's got to be pretty good, you know." And once you smoke that first one, it's like I get it now. Holy shit! It literally, it's incredible. Don't do it though; it's bad, guys.
Not me. If you guys want to unlock all the bets, WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click become a member. It's $10. We're talking about $10 here. Jacob's got like 17 units or something absurd going. Don't tail them. Don't blindly tail. Look at the bets.
Yeah, and some of those are because
Apply
I'm not
logic.
live streaming, right? I'm not live streaming. I like to do live stream bets. So some of these are like a little live streamy type bets. I still like the bets. I mean, I'll never place a bet that I don't expect to win, right? I mean, I think that I can win every single bet. So it's not like I'm out here just doing stupid shit.
Well, and I'm assuming you will still do live bets, but you won't. Those go in the premium Discord because.
Oh.
Yeah, you forgot. Premium members voted for the next feature. They wanted live bets for pay-per-views, so we created a channel just for them on the Discord, and that's where you're putting them.
Join the Discord. It's free, guys. It's free.
The Discord is free, and you can unlock the premium channels there. Anyway, lots of random crap going on here.